We made it. Hi, Gordon. Where are we? Are we at the zoo? Hello.
Too much. Whoopee.
Alright. Oh, Hippos. No room for me. Where did we go about 3 weeks ago?
We went to Safari Niagara.
So that's a 2.5 hour drive for us.
Yeah, approximately.
From where our house is located and where the main highway to get to Niagara Falls, just outside Niagara Falls. We take some county roads, and then we get on the main highway, and then we can take the highway all the way to the turnoff to Safari Niagara. And the Safari Niagara Zoo is actually not too far off the QEW. It's minutes from the QEW. So it was a nice, easy drive there. We took Owen and Gordon. How was the drive there?
It was good. We had a nice drive there. A little bit of persistence on the way, but that was very short-lived.
What's the persistence? What are you talking about there?
No, thank you.
That's Diesel. That's Gordon's favorite dog. He likes to twirl his tail. So does Ruby.
Okay, sit nicely. You can't have coffee.
What was he being like? How was he being persistent? What was he doing in the car?
Just pushing because he didn't really know where we were going. Obviously, we don't go to that location on a routine basis. So he. I
don't remember what he was pushing for. It was like a few weeks ago now.
Shopping. He
Shopping.
wanted to go to Giant Tiger.
Oh, okay. And he has a list that he has at Giant Tiger, so I think he's resetting his list as well.
And we don't normally have Brian's youngest on a Monday. Because did we go on a Monday? I think it was a Monday. And we kept, I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday, and we normally take her home in the morning on Sundays.
I'm checking, looking at the photos to see if I can find out what day of the week it was.
Either here nor there, I guess it doesn't really matter. But typically on Sunday mornings, I would return.
Sunday, August 13th. So that's why we were later leaving.
Yeah. So we would have taken Brian's oldest home. And Diesel's going to knock over the camera. So yeah, typically we would return the girls in the morning because the oldest works Sunday afternoon. So she has to get home, and she actually has 2 jobs. So she has to get all of her stuff ready for her job, and she works at a camp. So she works all week. So she has to get her stuff ready for the week, and then she works later in the afternoon.
So that's why we didn't take her.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't take her.
So long story short, we didn't take the oldest, we took the youngest. Gordon was persistent for Giant Tiger and his list of things that he gets at Giant Tiger until we got on the main highway.
Cookies, chips, drink, candy.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
So then once we got on the main highway, he quieted down. He just kind of enjoyed the ride. He is very geographically smart. So that's his quirk. Like, he knows by where we are on the road, like where we are. Like, he can look out the window and be like, "Hey, that's where we are. I know exactly where we are. It's such and such land." Whereas the other kids are kind of like, "Where are we?" Gordon could tell you if he could tell you. Like, if he was able to tell you, he would tell you where he is.
Yes, he would.
So he's very geographically smart. So we got on the highway about 2.5 hours to get there. We were a little bit later to get there. We missed a lot of the shows. Missed a lot of the feeding times.
We stopped for lunch when we got there, though. We did buy lunch.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought we ate lunch there.
I think that we ate supper there. I think that we bought.
No, we had lunch, and then we went to McDonald's afterwards for supper.
Okay, yes, you're right.
So I think we were just later leaving because we had to drop off the oldest.
Yeah.
But when I say we were later getting there, like it was what, maybe 11?
Yeah.
10 or 11. So, and a lot of the shows were at that time when we would have arrived there. And we had to park there across the street. Plenty of parking.
Yeah. Do you want me to help you up there? Can you hold my coffee? Don't drink
Take
it.
this on.
I said don't drink it.
So we were there all day. We left at 6. So the kids lasted all day.
I was expecting to be home like a couple hours after we went there. Like I was expecting we'd get there and we'd be there an hour or two and have to come home.
Prior to 2020, year 2020, Gordon would travel very well. I mean, once he got to a certain age, when he was really little, like 4 and 5 years old, it was awful taking him anywhere.
You might have got a sippy cup in the back of the head.
Yes, and he'd be banging his head off the windows, and he would just be screaming and crying. And I'd hate to be pulled over and be the police officer that pulls us over and seeing this kid in the back seat distraught, because it didn't matter what rule we violated, they probably would have let us go because of all the excitement in the back. But anyway, we haven't seen that side of him since year 2020. I don't think YouTube allows us to say the word, so we will not be able to say that word. 19. And so post 2020, which is like an Armageddon in itself, Gordon has not been easy to travel with.
No.
And so we didn't actually know what we were getting into when we took him to Safari Niagara. But he did well. He did well. He lasted the whole day. He even went in the splash pad.
He didn't push to come home at all until we actually said we were coming home.
Yep. But we had to stop at McDonald's first.
Yes.
So yeah, the kids went in the splash pad. Safari Niagara, if you don't know, it's a zoo. There's a splash pad. There's like a bouncy pad. There's like this treehouse obstacle course thing that they walk on the tightrope, and someone has you kind of strapped in, and they're kind of holding your weight. So if you fall, they're holding you up. So yeah, it's for kids. There's a certain height and weight.
I didn't want to, my oldest son, Owen, he wanted to go on that, but I was looking at some of those kids that were holding these other kids up, and Owen is like the size of an adult. Like, he's like very tall.
Well, Gordon's your height as well.
Yes, Gordon.
And you're 6'5", according to our last video.
Yeah, totally.
You are all angling. You're like, look how much taller in the camera you are than me.
I'm sitting on my feet.
I'm also slouching a bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Owen's like adult size, so he wasn't able to go on a lot of the exciting things. He was a little bit too big for that. Gordon was too big for that as well because he exceeds the height and weight.
He wouldn't have wanted to go on that.
And he did some walking.
He did a lot of walking.
We used a wheelchair for him.
For escape purposes.
Yes, for safety purposes, not because he can't walk, but for safety purposes.
He also does have low muscle tone, so like poor core muscles, so he does tire quickly.
Yeah. As far as, oh, is that Owen? Maybe he can join us.
Hey Owen, you want to come say hi?
That's Owen S. right there as soon as he crouches down.
Hello.
He's like a jolly green giant.
Subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button.
He's one of my, he's my first born, and handsome as ever.
So Safari Niagara, how would you rate that as far as like autism friendly?
I say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I think
what's
they're
the
really
criteria
good
for something to be autism friendly?
Space. So not like, when I say space, I don't mean that they have to offer like everything 5 miles apart or anything like that, but provide like space for families that do have kids in need where they can just kind of
go someplace to dysregulate.
Yeah.
To not dysregulate, but
to regulate. Just a quiet space. Sometimes things are overstimulating, and you need to take a few minutes to gather privately. It was well spread out. I don't think there was a time other than when we entered, and even that wasn't horrible. Even when we entered that...
Oh, yes, because you enter through the souvenir shops. The souvenir shop's a little bit tight.
Yeah.
So if it's busy, then you may have to rush to get through there.
The lady that I dealt with at the front booth, she was amazing. Like, she was very like happy, and she like was smiley, and
yeah, this is take 2
great.
because the first take 1, the camera had a problem. Talk about the staff.
They were accommodating. I guess that's the word I was looking for. They're very accommodating. Like, I explained to her, like, I understand that you need to have bracelets on. Everybody that goes in gets a bracelet, but Owen will wear a bracelet without a problem, but Gordon will not. It is not something that he would be wearing every day, so it isn't something that you were just going to strap on his arm and expect him to sit there and tolerate it. It'd be annoying to him. So I did ask her if it was okay. if he not wear it. And she was like, oh yeah, not a problem, just keep it with you so that you know where it is. And I was like, okay, not a problem. They were accommodating getting, like, there was a safari train. Wasn't a real train.
Yeah, they call it a tram.
Yeah, it's a tram.
Whatever a tram is.
So, which was really neat, and all the kids wanted to go on it. So we did that, and it was wheelchair accessible. Like, you didn't need the lockdown.
It's essentially a tractor pulling, like, human carrier. So it's kind of like a bus.
Yeah.
But being pulled by a tractor.
Yeah.
And the back cart had a big ramp that would come down. The worker would bring it down. You push your wheelchair up. In fact, they help you push your wheelchair up. And then when it's time to get off the ride at any of their stops, whether it's all the way to the beginning again or you stop at any of their stops along the park route or route, whatever the correct term is there, route or route, they get out of their seat, of the driving seat, and they lower the ramp and they help you bring that stroller down. And I popped a tire. My Crocs came off when I was walking backwards.
He forgot to put them in 4x4.
Yeah, or sport mode.
White's needs a scratch.
Anyway, very accommodating. You said a 9 out of 10 for autism friendly. One thing we mentioned in take 1 that we didn't mention yet in take 2 is the bathroom situations. We talked about how there's space in the bathroom to bring a wheelchair in, is provided that there's not a lot of people in the bathroom. But you only have like a handicap size stall to do your business. So if you're helping somebody change, there really isn't enough room. If someone has, you said BM, but bowel movement, it would be hard to maneuver your way around to clean that person up. So really what we talked about is places that are renovating should probably put in like wheelchair accessible bathrooms with like
a change
table that will also hold an adult.
Yes.
Because there's some adults that need a change table. It's not just for babies and toddlers, but there's some adults that require a change table, and it'd be nice to see some of those commodities when you go places. They have all gender bathrooms and things like that. I really think we're in a time and age where we need fully accessible bathrooms to help service people's needs. So if you're in a wheelchair and you need help, you can get 2 or 3 people in there to help lift you up on this change table. It should be available to you.
There's times when we will be out and we are kind of forced to change him in our vehicle, which is not acceptable. Like, he is 14 years old and deserves
privacy
and dignity. Yeah. Like, I know myself, I wouldn't want to have to be changed in a non-private setting. Yeah. But it was a good day.
Yeah, like they have a petting zoo there. Could you pet those animals at that little that was a petting zoo, right? That little barn. Well, they had like your typical zoo animals like giraffes, rhinos, bears, wildcats, things like that. But then they also had like this petting zoo.
Chimpanzees too.
Yeah, gibbons. I don't know if they had chimpanzees. I think they had gibbons. A lot of gibbons. Yeah, I remember that one girl gibbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disturbed for days from that. We won't even get into that in this video.
No, we won't.
But anyway, there was a souvenir shop within the park, but then just outside of the main entrance, there's like this greenhouse with another souvenir shop. We unfortunately got there too late. They were already closed. So I wonder what's in there. Maybe next time we go, we'll go in that souvenir shop.
Don't let him fool you. He was not upset that store was closed because he was seeing dollar signs. Because I probably would have spent some money in that store.
Yeah. Very spacious park, wide open, so there's lots of places you could kind of take off to if you needed to take a moment to yourself. We fed the hippos. You can see you clicked on the thumbnail with Gordon getting swallowed by a hippo. That really didn't happen, but we did get to feed the hippos. There was this little square through the fence that you could stick your arm through, no further past your elbow.
Yeah.
And you could drop the food down. The hippos were quite a distance down, so they couldn't like rip your arm off or anything. But yeah, you could feed giraffes, hippos, rhinos. There were shows that were on, but we missed it all. We got there too late.
They didn't even really do anything too exciting. They wanted food. They opened up their mouth, and you would...
Gigantic mouths, though. Like, I've never seen a hippo that close.
Yeah, do your best to get the little tiny nugget in their mouth.
They could swallow an adult whole.
Easily.
And they had like massive teeth.
They had like what looked like just a
They
few
were
teeth.
Well, they were like the fangs, like wag-sized fangs, like those, the canines. They were the size of wags.
You're dramatic.
But they were cute. They were actually scary looking.
No, they're cute. Not as cute as the bears, though. The bears were adorable.
We gotta censor this. Like, that's rude. That's gonna get the video removed. So the ride there was good. Once we got on the highway, we took the 403 and then the QEW. It's just a little bit past Niagara Falls on the way to Fort Erie. And then on the way back, we stopped off at Gordon's favorite restaurant.
And that is kind of
weird. The Keg. No, it wasn't the Keg.
No, it wasn't the Keg.
Almost. It was McDonald's. Almost the Keg.
And that's kind of where the goodness of our day ended.
He was pushing to go home, and so because he knew we were heading home, and we were fully prepared to go home. We left the park around 6, shortly after 6.
Yeah.
Fully prepared to get home within 2.5 hours. We get just past Niagara Falls, going into Niagara-on-the-Lake, Donna's other favorite outdoor mall, and we got stuck bumper-to-bumper traffic, stopped.
And I guess we didn't do our due diligence because typically we would check the traffic.
Typically we take the back roads, but
yes.
I had to go to work the next morning, so we wanted to get home the fastest way possible.
Yeah.
Which ended up finding us in the Hippo because we ended up taking just as long getting home because we were stuck for like 20 minutes to 30 minutes on the highway.
We were like going slow most of the way home.
And I noticed that we have coffee. Normally we have no coffee. So what happened there?
We brewed a pot.
Yeah, we were in the traffic like Niagara-on-the-Lake, then again like around Stony Creek. I think there was some construction. I don't think it was an accident or anything. I think it was construction.
It said lane
closures.
Lane closure.
So I think it was all construction related. So hopefully everything worked out well for people that were traveling. It wasn't an accident or anything. But yeah, it was like a almost 3.5 hour drive home. Like we didn't get home till well after 9, and we left shortly after 6. We did drive by the falls. Kids like to drive by the falls, so we thought, but Gordon was pushing to go home still at that time. Let's go home.
Let's go home.
And he'd be screaming it.
Let's go home.
Yeah. So it was a good day. I would go back.
Yeah, I'd go back. We probably will in September.
Thank you, Safari Niagara, for a good day. Like we said, your staff did great. Park layout is great. Everything is spacious. There's signs in the park, too, about some of the condition concerns, as in the animal's condition, that they have a vet that's monitoring them. They take in like animals that can't be reintroduced into the wild. So there are some rougher looking animals there, but they all looked well cared for.
They all look well cared for.
No, that's not well cared for.
They all looked like they were well taken care of.
There we go. She said it there. I can't talk very well. Yeah, they all looked like they were doing good.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Safari Niagara. And we would appreciate it if you wanted to reach out to us for a sponsorship.
Oh, yeah.
Like we wouldn't say no.
I think that's it.
Okay, well, if you got something on the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new.
Bye. Bye.